Hi BookTube, Lynette here, and today's video are going to be the books that I might read in the month of February. So following on from January, I am continuing to not really set a TBR other than books that are being set for an actual reason, like my book clubs that I belong to. It worked really well for me in January, so this is definitely going to be how I'm setting them for the foreseeable future. So yes, these are now going to be titled MBR instead of TBR. So let's talk about the books that I have to read this month. I only have 4 on this list. 2 of those are my book club, and 2 of those are books that I've already started and really need to get through because there is a plan for them. The first of the 2 is the Literature Club pick. And this is a book club run by Steph over at Steph Loves. It is just for reading all the romance. It's a romance book club, particularly romance that has some scenes of an adult nature in them. I've been enjoying my time with this club. I've really enjoyed taking part in the live shows, in chatting and listening to Steph and her guests talk about the books and the reasons why they like them and the reasons why they don't like them. So I'm definitely going to be continuing on with that through the month, through this year. And February, yes, I'm not so sure about this one. I don't really know very much about it. I haven't actually looked at the synopsis. It's called A Lady of Rooksgrave Manor, and it's by Catherine Moon. Now, I think from what people have said, this is reverse harem vampire romance. I haven't read a vampire romance, a full-on vampire romance, for many, many years. Vampire romance was what got me into romance and romance of this nature back when I was an Apple fan and had iBooks and was downloading all the free books from iBooks. So yeah, so I don't really know what to expect. I'm probably going to enjoy it. I haven't met, I've only met 1 or 2 romance books in my life that I haven't enjoyed. Pretty much I enjoy them all when I pick them up. So I'm not expecting this to be any different. And I'll let you all know what I thought at the end of the month. The second book club is the Cozy Book Co, run by Jess over at Jess McGlynn. Again, I'll try and remember to leave her linked down below if I can. This month we are reading Tell the Wolves I'm Home by Carol Rifka Blunt. This book, again, haven't really looked too much into it other than when we were trying to decide what we were reading. This was the one that stood out to me. All I know is it's about June, who is in her mid-teens and her uncle passes away. She's very, very close to her uncle, and out of the blue she sent one of his possessions that she prized as well as him, and through this she then meets a man who I believe was a part of her uncle's life in some way, but she didn't know about, and the 2 of them connect, and it's a bit of a coming of age story. I think it's LGBTQ plus representation. It's set in the 80s, and I have started, actually at the point that I'm filming this, I have listened to a few of the chapters, and it's set in the early to mid 80s, back when HIV and AIDS was really I want to say at its worst, but that's not the right wording. But the way that it was viewed, it was very, very negative, even though it is still negative now, but the way people who had it was still a very, very negative thing back at that time and at the time that this book is set. So I think it might be a little bit of a challenging read in some ways. But I am still definitely looking forward to picking it up. This is going to be my commute listen because I have managed to get it from my library. So yeah, I'm hoping that I do actually get on with this book. The next two books I spoke about in my January Might Be Read. The first one of those is Which Way to Anywhere by Cressida Cowell. This is first book in a new series that she started writing. It has been lent to me by my nephew, and I really do need to get on and read it and give it back to him. I have read the first couple of chapters, as you can see, and I did enjoy what I read of it. It's middle grade, obviously, it's 9 to 12-year-old, and it sounds like it's just going to be a lot of fun. It's about 4 children who are step-siblings, and they're the youngest, the 5th child, is kidnapped, and they have to get the child back. Only 2 of the children had magic, and they can't let the other 2 children know. So, sounds really interesting. I said in January my nephew absolutely loved it, and so I'm looking forward to telling you all my thoughts on this as well. And then the final book that is on the list for the month is The Blade Itself by Jo Abercrombie. Again, already started it. It was a January/February read because I'm reading this for the catch-up book club that is run by Becca from Becca and the Books and a few other people as well. And I'm kind of intrigued by this. It's very slow going. And I don't really see much of a plot coming. But yes, we're following 3 different people. So we're following a barbarian, an infamous barbarian, who is being called to a magi. Don't know why yet. We are following a captain in the armed forces for one part of the world that we are in here, and we are following a torturer who is in the same world as the captain. I believe there might be a war. I believe there's treachery. All I know is it's grimdark fantasy, and yeah, it's the book that I'm itching to sit down with this evening once I finish filming this so that I can continue reading it. I'm only about 100 pages in. But yeah, so far, so good. So those are the 4 books that I have to read in the month of February, purely because there is a reason behind me having to read them. Other than that, I've honestly got barely an idea of what I want to read. I think at the moment, I am just in the mood for series and series continuation. I think with all the work that I did on my spreadsheet for series, which I have done a video, it is going to go up in a couple of weeks' time. There is going to be a video about series in progress. Yeah, it's just got me wanting to read all the books in a series. I don't know which series. I do know that there are 1 or 2 books that I really want to get to as soon as possible. I am seriously thinking, I've got the Winter Night trilogy behind me here. I really want to get to that one and finish it. And then I have so many series on the list that are partially finished and that I have the books available to me to read them. And I have so many books that are available to me to read that I already have on my shelves, either physical, digital, audio, that yes, I am in a position where I can get those read and at least start making progress to running some series down. So I am looking forward to that. Other than that, I don't know. I've been looking at my shelves and I really don't know what I'm in the mood for. I said to somebody the day before that I'm filming this, I actually said to somebody, I remember the days when I would, quite clearly remember the days when I would finish a book and I would be close to finishing a book and I would go to Waterstones and I would pick my next book and I would browse the shelves, and I would do this on my lunch break, or at that time the job I had, I finished work before the bookshop shut, so I was within walking distance, so I could go there before I got on my bus to go home, or I'd catch a slightly later bus home. And And I really feel like that's the way I need to be right now, is that I need to read a book, feel how I feel about it, and then browse the shelves to find out what else is there for me to read. And I haven't felt like that for a long time. So yeah, definitely mood reading is the way to go for me right now, and you'll find out in my February wrap up just exactly how I got on and what took my fancy this month. Do you have any reading plans for February? If you do, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what yours are. You might inspire me to pick something up yourself. So let me know what you're planning on reading this month, if you have a plan, or are you a mood reader as well? How do you manage your mood reading? I'd love to hear from you about that too. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you're not already, subscribe to the channel, and I will look forward to seeing you all in my next video. Bye!